Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. So, wait a second. What am I doing? So, gotta go. So I've been doing some digging recently, and I feel like I stumbled across something pretty significant. I'm pretty excited to share my ideas on it. And it the whole theory of this is that this entire game takes place inside like America's basically her psyche, her consciousness and unconscious, or subconscious and unconscious. And it is a journey for her of becoming like her true self, her highest potential, I guess is how you could say it. And I kind of stumbled onto this idea doing some research on psychology, which I just like. I'm interested in a bunch of different things. So psychology is one of those things I kind of just like fart around with, and I stumbled across this psychologist named Carl Jung, Jung. He was a pupil of Freud, but kind of like expanded his ideas, and so we all know Freud. Maybe don't all know Freud, but Freud, his psyche was composed of three different things. So you had your id, and then I'm gonna get this wrong, your ego, and then I forget what the third thing is. Doesn't really matter. Jung said there's four things. He said that there is your ego, and I'll describe these as I play, but there's your ego, there's your persona, there's your shadow, and then there's yourself. What am I doing? So the ego, the best way to think about the ego is when you're talking to yourself and you're like just saying, I am going to go to the grocery store. That is your ego. It's just like how you think of yourself. It's you're not trying to be something, you're not like trying to present yourself a certain way. It's just like you. Like, I'm going to go do something. And that is all, it's a very conscious thing. It is, this street looks really good. It's all like on a conscious level. The persona, we all have a bunch of different persona. Persona just means mask. So we all use different personas for different occasions. Like an example that I use a lot is like when you're at the gym and you have like headphones on and you're like trying to be serious and like your persona is kind of like you're more like aggressive. You kind of turn into that person, and you use that persona in that circumstance to basically like further your development in within that context. You also have a different persona when you are at work. You're probably much more agreeable and blah 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 things like that. Then you have your shadow, and it's easy to think about the shadow as like a completely negative thing, but your shadow is just who you hide from the world. It is aspects of your personality that you hide away from the outside world, and maybe even from yourself. Like you completely detach yourself from your shadow. It doesn't have to necessarily mean like your shadow is like this trickster, evil entity. It is just a complement. It's a balance. It's like it's aspects of your personality that you don't necessarily like about yourself. An example of that is, for me, it took me a really long time to start a YouTube channel because it was part of my shadow. My shadow, which is part of me, is like I'm a dork. like I like gaming and I like a bunch of different things and I like information but I didn't necessarily like that part of me when I was growing up and like when I was going through high school and college and stuff like that. I wanted to present myself as like, you know, this like athletic, cool jock, which looking back on it, just like you're such an idiot for thinking that. But a lot of times your persona and your shadow are in like a constant feud. They're all aspects of you and your total psyche, but those two conflict because your shadow is something that you're trying to hide from the world, and people interact with you the way that you want them to. So like my shadow was part of me enjoyed, you know, playing games and I really wanted to be a YouTuber and have a community and like all that kind of stuff, and my persona wouldn't allow that to happen until I kind of went through the process of, okay, it's okay, like shadow is part of you. It's not a bad part of me, but it's just part of me that I didn't want presented to the world for a while. So that's like a good way to think about the shadow. And then you have self. And self is like the very epicenter of like the totality of your psyche. So it's all of these things. What's up, Taco? How are you, dude? How far are you into the game, buddy? I just beat the game! Way to go, dude. Taco, what'd you think? The real question is, did you fight Melania? Because if you haven't, you should start a new character and fight her on your next playthrough. Fire Giant is like nothing compared to her. Yeah. The first time I played through, I didn't even realize that was an option that you could fight her. So yeah, you should start up a new character sometime and include her on your boss list, because it's like it's broken. It is a test of how good you can game, for sure. I killed the person you need to get to her on Mac. So anyway, so self is like the totality of all of those things, and there's a little more detail into it, but that's like and self is often, Jung often refers to self as like this. It's kind of like you're accidentally killed. Gotcha. That sucks, man. Jung refers to this self as like this ultimate harmony, and often it's like your godlike figure. Yeah, I mean, we all say things we don't know, like, what the hell, that just came out of my mouth? So those four components are something that I think are incredibly important. Like, the more that I dove into it, the more that Radagon made sense, and that the Elden Beast made sense, and that all these different aspects of the game that were like, what the hell does this mean? They started to make sense. So,
spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you?
let's hear them.
In Marika's own words, I declare mine intent to search the depths of the Golden Order through understanding of the proper way. Our faith, our grace is increased. Those blissful early days of blind belief are long past. My comrades, why must ye falter?
Ooh, my favorite fight. Oh man, that's tough. Probably Malekith. Probably Malekith. I think Malekith was my favorite fight. I think the flow of that fight, it just works so well, and like his design and the way that he moves and stuff in the arena, it's all just so epic. I think it's super cool. Favorite cutscene? Oh, I think it was super badass when Godfrey ripped off Siraj and basically became like his like beast form, like pure carnal rage, and like just said like you've done your part, but I don't need you anymore. Like I need to kill this person, so I can't hold anything back. Like I thought that was such an epic moment, and like him screaming and having blood all over him was Morgott. Oh, you liked Morgott for the fight or the cutscene? Interesting. Like, why do these trees look so weird? Huh. Golden Order seal. Formless sacred seal depicting the ceremonial observation of order. Enhances Golden Order fundamentalist incantations. Fundamentalism is scholarship in all but name. Oh, and the Elden Beast came out. Yeah. Yeah, that was like, for me, that moment was like such a, because you never hear of this thing. There might be a few like pieces of item description that hint to the Elden Beast or that say the words Elden Beast, but you still have no like idea of what that means in your head. And when you see it, you're like, what the frick is this thing? This thing has been here the whole time. Like, what's its story? Yeah, that's a good one. So what we just heard Melina talk about is, okay, so now that we have those four things established, I think that this game, like I said earlier, that I think that this game is the process of Marika going through, like, it's called individuation, which is essentially like, I don't know, the process of like bettering yourself, of like being whole and like coming to terms with who you are as a person. And I think that when she just says, I'm going to look within the Golden Order, I think that means that she's going to take a look within herself, within her psyche, and at that point it's clear that something has gone wrong. Some things are not the way they should be. She has experienced a lot of trauma, a lot of things in her life that make her question who she is as a person and where she is in life. And I think her saying, I'm going to look within the Golden Order, is just her... The Golden Order, I think, just represents her current state of her, like, mental orientation. Like, we've all done it, right? And like, if you haven't done it, it's going to happen at some point where you have something in your life has gone wrong, and you don't really know why. You don't know why consciously, but perhaps subconsciously, you definitely do know why. Like, did she die after she burned the tree? Are you talking about America? Or are you talking about Melina? Melina? No, I don't... So I think Melina... It's kind of hard to explain. I think the way that the game works is certain things die, but after a certain amount of time, they are brought back to life. And like they might not understand who they were, what they're doing, why they're there, but they have like this subconscious level of like, I'm supposed to be doing something, I just can't remember. Like, and you see that with her when you first meet her. She's like, I'm burned, I'm bodiless, and I don't know what I'm doing here, but I want to help you if you can help me. And it's clear to us that at some point she died and came back and is kind of like this lost, wandering soul. And I think that happens again when she burns the tree. Like, her ultimate purpose is to essentially reset the cycle, is to burn the tree, is to guide the person who is on that quest to fulfill it. And I think you could say that she dies, but not like forever. She comes back whenever the next cycle needs to happen. She comes back. Hope that makes sense. Because it's super complicated. Yeah, and you see that, like... So if you look at like all of your great runes and stuff like that, they all say hewn into the Erd tree. So the Erd tree is like... So basically you die, and you're either buried or like your corpse just sits on top of the earth. Eventually it decomposes, is absorbed into the roots of the Erd tree, and then you're reborn once that happens. So it takes some time for that to happen, but... And you might... the thing that I don't know is if you come back in like the same body, or if you come back in a totally different body with like the same spirit. Which my guess is the same spirit. But all those remembrances say hewn into the Erd tree. which basically means that they died and came back. And I think that it's saying like they died. I'm gonna try to figure out how to say this, but I think it's saying like their original spirit of that character died a long time ago, and this is just the latest reincarnation of that spirit. Thank God. That's all I want. So yeah, so talking about the process of which I'm trying to explain, but doing a not super great job of, is everybody goes through it, and I think America just represents the... Oh, you started New Game Plus? Right on, dude. What was your, like, build? I saw you using Rivers of Blood. Trying to get to Khaled. Did you not go to Khaled? Caleb? Finally. That's what I thought you were using. You did. That's just where you're at now?
Well, I took you no matter it's out your own. Back already. No matter.
Gotcha. Why can I not do faithful? What? That stinks. Alright. So yeah, so I think that America, it's more than likely that she just represents humanity as a whole, like going through this process. And it's something that I want to explore a little bit more. But one thing that I think that, so to me, so this is America as an Empyrean, like to me. And you can see her hairstyle is, it's just straight hair, and what her clothes are and stuff like that. And then you come over to the statues that we see in game, and her clothes have changed, and her hair has changed. So here she has one super long braid, and then one like medium long braid. And then we come back to a picture of Radigan, and he has one really long braid. And we know that Radigan and Marika are the same, one and the same person. The question is, were they always the same person? 22 faith. Yeah. I can drop you some. Let me see. Go to the Church of Eli. I'll drop you some. My boy Martin hooked me up, so I'll hook you up. Let me make sure that this is. And I think that you can. There's steps of her visual appearance that I think represent different stages that she's in. Oh, there we go. I think as an Empyrean, she's in her infancy. She's like just a young person who thinks that she knows who she is. And she grows up. Put in the code. Oop. Oh, I switched characters, that's why. There you go. You want me to put my thing down? Probably. Whoops. No. No what? Yours is down. Okay. Uh-huh. Let me see. Not seeing it, my man. I'll sit down. Hmm. Do not see it. I don't see your Stocko. There. Oh, it wasn't like you put it down now. Uh-huh. Still don't see it, dude. Okay. Mine's down. There we go. Yo. Ooh, nice. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll drop a... Jeez, these. Why can't I do this? Confirm? There we go. Ah. You get him? Need 300k for a level? Jesus. What? Here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where is this person? Huh. You're level 195. I've never done New Game Plus, so I don't know. Let's see. There. I dropped over your taco. Taco, come grab your shit. Did that do it? You need more? You good? Uh-oh. Oh! Alright. Jeez, what the frick? They would. Yeah, I'm out. What was I doing? That was Plateau. I did this. No! Taco, you're getting greedy, man. Jeez Louise. I did that. Let's, we'll just go do the Shaded Castle. Uh-oh. Yeah, so if we think about this process as, how do you get Lord Rings? You just pick them up throughout the world. I completed that. So if you think about this game as in Jungian way of looking at things, to me it really becomes clear of like what is going on, and I think it's, like I said, it's the process of America, and she probably represents humanity as a whole. Basically evolving oneself. And you can see this in Fair Missoula. Fair Missoula, I think, is like the beginning point of America's journey to like enlightenment and to things like that. You could look at Fair Missoula as like her childhood. And I think that is what that statue in Malekith's boss room is depicting, is the one with the little girl with all with the three wolves around it. I think it is just a physical representation of humanity moving from beasthood and gaining intelligence and then gaining enlightenment and all that kind of stuff. And I think that fits because Fair Missoula seems to be about moving from beasthood to a more like developed society. And you could use that as, you can use Fair Missoula as that is that area is America's childhood. And it's very clear in psychology the effects that childhood have on a person's overall psyche. So in order for somebody to... I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. So within Jung's psyche, the things that make up a psyche, I mentioned the 4 things, but there's kind of a 5th and 6th thing, but that are encompassed within the self, and that is, they're called anima and animus, and what they represent is, so for a male, I fucking hate these things. I do not want to fight this guy at all. I need to? No, I don't have to, right? Get away. For a male, the anima is the female qualities within that male. And the opposite is true. The animus is the male qualities within the female. And in order to gain this this wholeness, this unity of oneself, you have to reconcile those 2 things. That is really one of the steps of the process of individuation, is the joining of anima and animus. And I think that is exactly what happens with America and with Radigan, is that so Radigan would be America's animus. He is the male components of her. He is... I really struggle with talking and playing the game. And those 2 things have to become one in order for the process to take full effect. So the process of individuation is basically it's like the same process as alchemical, the opum magnus opum. It's the process of alchemy is the process of turning lead into gold, which is essentially what is happening with it's the same process for the human psyche. Basically, it's the person, first of all, has to have some sort of suffering, some sort of kickoff point, some sort of reason to better themselves. And that comes in the form of suffering. That's the first step. Is that person has to suffer in order to begin the process of change. And then the second step is you have to, and I don't think that these steps are necessarily like you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. I think it's like however you want to do it, all 4 of them, or however many there are, have to happen. So another step is you're rejoining with your shadow. So you're rejoining with the aspects of your psyche that you don't necessarily like, or that you don't necessarily want to let the world see. And then the next step is the convergence of anima and animus. Those 2 aspects. These guys just spam. I hate it. that does absolutely nothing. Well, that's cool. So the step is rejoining of the anima and the animus. It is it's just another. You can think about it as each step you're reconciling another part of your psyche that you necessarily either repressed or that you didn't know was there or that you didn't want to be there. And again, like the symbolism for this is all over the place in Elden Ring. You have the Elden Ring shattering, right? Which is Marika stripping away. It's all these different aspects no longer a part of a person. And like you, in order to analyze certain aspects of your psyche, you have to strip them away. And like, oh, you're good, dude. I'm not talking to you necessarily. I'm kind of just talking to. I put these all on my YouTube page, and then I eventually want to make like an actual like lore video about it. But yeah, I'm kind of just talking because I'm just getting these thoughts out of my head. You're probably thinking like, this dude's just blabbering. He's not even talking to anybody. Yeah. So. Painting. Missed it. So she shatters the Elden Ring, which is essentially her shattering her psyche. It is her taking a dive into what's going on with her, what is all this suffering about, and how do I better myself. And all these different pieces of the Elden Ring are parts of her conscious and subconscious. They're all different aspects of what make a person. And it's our job as the player to go around, collect these things, and to make them whole again. Which America's journey, and we're like the hero in the journey. We're the one. The hero always is the one that like makes the pilgrimage, makes the journey, does all the things, and that's us in the game. So, so Radagon and Marika are the same, and if we accept, which I do, this theory that it's all within her brain, and it's about her becoming an enlightened, fully developed person, which, like she's representation of humanity. Then yes, then Marika and Radagon were always one, meaning that they're birthed from the same thing, but they're not of the same. They're of the same body, but not necessarily always of the same body. It is a process. It's the process of becoming your full self that you realize that this aspect of my psyche needs to be integrated with the rest of it, and that's what Radagon symbolizes. He is an aspect of Marika, and you find out towards the end of the game that they are rejoined, that they have become one. And you can see this. You can actually see this happen with Marika's different statues and with her hairstyles. When she is young and immature and undeveloped, she has a certain hairstyle. And when she is going through this process, she has a different hairstyle. When she finally joins with Radagon, she has her most current hairstyle, which is the 2 braids. And you can see that the one braid is what I would call like fully developed, and then another braid is like halfway developed. It's not quite as long as the other braid, and I think it's just another representation that she is still on this journey, which we see because she still is within her the Erdtree, because she did not do one of the steps, which is she didn't join up with her shadow, which I believe is the Glowmite Queen. I think the Glowmite Queen is another, it's like Radagon, where it's another aspect of America. But, oh, for fuck's sake, no. But she has to reconcile with it and to become one with it again. And it's fitting that America is the one who plucked out Destined Death, which is like the Glowmite Queen. It's an automatic connection. They're like one and the same thing. When Destined Death was sealed away, Glowmite Queen went away. So America did not like that aspect about herself and plucked it from her psyche. Plucked that part of her from her psyche, and sealed it away, and didn't want anybody to touch it. She put her shadow over there with it to make sure that it never comes back out. Alright, sounds good, Taco. And she didn't do that step. And one thing that Jung says a lot is that this process is probably the most difficult thing that somebody will go through, because it forces you to look into your deepest depths of your psyche. It forces you to confront those things that you've been suppressing for so long. It forces you to finally accept all of these different things about you, and to finally incorporate all of them into your whole being. Becoming one's true self is one of the hardest things that anybody will ever do. And I don't know if Marika is just, she just couldn't do it. She just did not want that part of her self to ever come back out, if she couldn't access it. But that's what we're here for. And same with Melina, is we're both here to fulfill, to complete the quest that Marika is on. And she has to incorporate this part of herself, or else she'll never ever get out of the state that she's in. And then we release Destined Death. She becomes. They all become one again. So now you have Radagon and her are back together, which is her animus, which is a incredibly important part of the human psyche. And then you see her shadow and her have also reunited. And then we finally get to enter the Erdtree. And at the end, when you quote-unquote kill Radagon, you get pulled into a totally different world. And I believe that the Elden Beast is America's collective self. It's her shadow, it's her other self, it's herself, it's her ego, it's her personas. Everything has finally come into one, like, divine being. Um, and that's pretty much it. And then you fulfill America's quest, which is her. Ultimately, it's about her becoming a whole entity, a complete, whole, united, balanced person. And then from that, we get to move forward in the world, creating a new order, a new balanced order. And you have to go through these processes in order to. And you see that America is still there, like the Elden Ring is still there. The Erd Tree is still, unless you do the Lord of Frenzy ending. But you are taking her process and making the world back to the way that it should be. I mean, there's a lot more into it, and like I said, I'm planning to do like a actual like video just on this. But I think it's when you take a step back and like you. Oh boy. Oh, nice sword. How did I do this? Oh, is it? Oh, okay, class. Doy. I'll be right back. You got the gold needle? Yeah. Wait, I thought you met Patches here, no? Whatever. Oh boy. There's a stagger. You're off. That was bull. Actually, this is like this, right here. So we know that this is America pre-Erdtree, because, well, what we see in game, where she's hanging crucified, because she's not in that position. And you also see that she just has one single braid, and it's very much on one side of her head. And this is showing that this is a younger America who is completely unbalanced. She's very one-sided. And then you see, as the game goes on, her hair on the other side starts to grow. And she becomes more balanced as she's going through this process. Dude, do you really not like stagger, or don't want to? Oh, what? No! That was bull. Dude. Just infinite poise, huh? Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. All right. Dagger? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, there we go. Jesus. Rise Executioner Sword. Moving on. Yeah, we're moving on. Let me see here. Let's go here. No, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Crazy ass. Crazy asses. Oh. Take that. That's a deadly combo right there. Deadly. Battle Mage. There. Did all this. Come on. Come on. Get in there. Get your fat butt in there. Oh, yeah, what? Ooh. Alright. Freaking leading me. Again. Huh. Tom Brady. What are these things? I think those are the weapons that they're like golems use. Golems. Golem? Golem? Golem?
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? In Marika's own words, hear me, demigods. My children, beloved, make of thyselves that which ye desire. Be it a lord, be it a god, But should ye fail to become aught at all, ye will be forsaken, amounting only to sacrifices. Shall I turn? Let my hand share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
Can I do... Not yet. Nicola. Second defense of Lindell, the fell omen stacks high the corpses of heroes, yet the Erd tree remains unshaken. Looks pretty shaken to me, bruh. Here. What grave is that? Yeesh. Yes, different heroes and stuff, huh? Hello.
Is someone accustomed? Well.
Purchase. Uh-huh. Oh my god. My dog. Torch given to protectors of the Erd trees. Flames are bestowed with a special incantation, which allows the bearer to see assassins cloaked in veils, furnished on behalf of the Erd tree and the grace-giving Lord, such that a night of black knives will never come again. I'll take it. Great shield featuring sumptuous ornamentation used by the Scions of great families. Due to their excessive size, these shields were at times seen as the hallmark of little lordlings who are too timid. Games. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. close. Whoa. Huh. Twiggy? Bull. Oh, jeez. Quit spamming. Oh, what? God damn it. Too soon. Too soon. Struggling. Timing is all off. Yeah. Do not have very much health. hell. What's up, Taco? Real stuff. Now she went somewhere. You know where she went? I think you're talking about Millicent and not not Melania. Yeah, Millicent. She comes. So I think the next place that you'll see her is. Let me get my bearings straight here. So it's I think she's like up in here. She's next to this bonfire, I think. Yeah. Next to the Earth Tree Gazing Hill bonfire, like up in here. Let's go, boy. Bad timing. Did. The Godfrey icon. Oh. Let's see what that says. I don't need that still on. Legendary talisman depicting the Elden Lord Godfrey. Raises charge attack powers of sorcerers, incantations, and skills. Godfrey was a ferocious warrior. When he vowed to become a lord, he took the beast regent Suraj upon his back to suppress the ceaseless lust of battle that raged within. No idea who you're Yep. Jesus. Nope. Oh, wow. Yeah, these guys are fucking. Jeez. Wow. Not even getting close. Focus up. Come on. Okay. Change. Oh, what in the hell? I swear to God. Just let me win. Hello.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers. The fingers I served once prophesied. A tarnished would one day become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. Surely you see it too. The gold that enshrouds the heavens. The great tree which begets the pillars of light. Oh, tarnished. Hasten to the foot of the tree. And whatever you might face, the fingers will surely guide you.
Come on. Oh, not good. What? Ooh. There you go. What? Where the hell did that thing go? Okay. Up here? Excuse me. Okay, what? Huh. Whatever. Hmm. All right.